Hello, Sarah here, parent, veteran. Welcome. For us, we're in half term, deep in it. So I thought I would just do a quick vlog before I get completely interrupted about my post on Instagram this morning. Politics, politics, politics. I know it's kind of everywhere you go at the moment. And I honestly think if your children can read, they can hear, it's around them, they can see it, they know something. So, choosing to ignore it is obviously one option. Or engaging them, or, having conversations, striking conversations up with them to ask them what they know is always quite interesting, or what they think about things. You don't have to be dogmatic and go in there with force. You can do that, that's your choice. And even like the election is pretty topical at the moment, so it is around, it is in your face. You do have pictures of MPs everywhere, or people saying stuff, all of that. It is quite topical, but that's not the only thing that you can discuss with your children about politics. Even a jar of coffee, I say a bag of coffee is political. Where does it come from? Is it fair trade? Is it not? What's the reasons for that? What does that actually mean? There's loads. Where you choose to go on holiday, who you bank with, where your money's invested. Everything can spark up a conversation and get your children engaged in life, and what's going on around them, rather than these kind of fictitious things. Like, I do agree that children should be children and they should be learning through play, but I don't agree with the fact that they shouldn't be engaged in the world around them as well, and what's going on. However you choose to have that conversation, it could be on a really, really simplistic level. It could be about their thoughts and views. It could be about their relationships with others, with their neighbours, if you don't want to make this too fast about the whole world, because sometimes that's too big to handle. That's too big for them to actually comprehend and think about. But you could talk about their friends, and if they have to go and visit a hospital, what does that mean? Stay in a hospital, go to the doctors if you have to wait for an appointment. Why? All of these things. And I know that's quite negative, it's not waiting for an appointment, but what provides this system? In other countries, they have models where you need to pay for it. And even there's that old song, Miss Molly had a dolly, da, 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 and I was singing it with my youngest daughter, who's 4, and at the end, one of the sentences that you can use, you don't have to use, is the doctor will be back in the morning for his bill, because back when that song was sung originally, you had to pay him. I know that now it's more popular to sing back in the morning and he'll be with your pill, but it was originally bill, and that's quite an interesting conversation, because I always say to my daughter, you used to have to pay for it. That's why they say bill, like when you go to a restaurant and you ask for the bill. So you can get conversations, you can get them inspired and talking about it. I really think it's important. I think there's always this kind of blame on the younger generation about not registering to vote, not seeing their responsibility, understanding why they should vote, or be engaged in politics, even though it's a part of them, it affects their future, not most of the people that are voting or having a say, who will be dead before a lot of these things implemented. So yes, it's not always just that easy to blame a whole generation, when not always, if they had the opportunity, there's been in our lifetime a favourability of being seen and not heard. So, not necessarily valuing the opinion or encouraging generations to have an opinion, or offer it up. Speak it out loud and say it. Obviously, that really didn't affect me, didn't pass me by. I've always been quite opinionated. Anyway, just some thought for Tuesday. I know it's quite harsh after a bank holiday, but yes, I was obviously a bit inspired at the weekend. I saw a poster outside Lush's window, which was all about banning fox hunting and keeping the ban. It was really, really interesting, and the girls were reading that and wanted a photo with it. We also had our saboteur badges that we'd received from at Mark Thomas, and you can order those on his website. But yes, go and have a look, it's interesting. If you want to hear more from me, not always political, but a lot more about parenting, go back and have a look in my other vlogs. And yes, I shall see you hopefully at the end of the week. I cannot believe it's half term and I wasn't interrupted. How good is that? Take care. See you in a few days. Bye bye.